We all know that PFI is one of the most infamous names when it comes to the acts of terrorism, murders, forceful conversions, and smuggling in India. Recently, PFI leaders met with IHH, which is a Turkish intelligence-linked jihadist group and also has links with al-Qaeda. Two key leaders of the PFI, EM Abdul Rahiman and Professor P.Koya, members of the National Executive Council of the PFI, were privately hosted in Istanbul by the IHH. The ingress of IHH in India via PFI is a huge threat, as IHH has previously tried to attack Israel and has been banned by Germany for having terror links and conducting terror activities. 87 US senators wanted it on the list of foreign terrorist organization, and it has been also involved in murder of Russian ambassador Andrei Karlov. PFI is one of the greatest internal threats to the sovereignty and integrity of our nation. In this video, we shall be discussing about PFI and its gruesome activities in detail. So here we begin. PFI, which is the successor of National Development Front, was set up in Kerala in the year 2006 with the help of Inter-Services Intelligence of Pakistan, al-Qaeda and Lashkar-e-Taiba. In July 2010, indigenously developed bombs, weapons, CDs and several documents containing mass execution of Kafirs by Taliban and al-Qaeda were seized from PFI activists in Kerala. In April 2013, several PFI centers across North Kerala were raided. Weapons, foreign currency, bombs, raw materials for explosives, gunpowder and swords were obtained in those raids with live human targets for firing practice. Yes, live human targets. Extremist Islamist organization PFI has 19 Supreme Council members, out of which one is Professor P.Koya, who also happens to be a founding member of SIMI, the banned radical Islamist organization. He is the same Koya who recently met IHH President Bülent Yıldırım in Turkey. Koya is also the editor-in-chief of Tejas magazine. Interestingly, Siddiqui Kappan, who was arrested under UAPA and sedition, was a PFI member masquerading as a journalist registered in Tejas magazine of Kerala. Media reports suggest that terrorist organization Lashkar-e-Taiba and al-Qaeda have recruited several Muslims from India and transformed them into deadly terrorists for PFI and have been seeding them in India. In 2003, a key witness in an illegal arms possession has given a statement that PFI has been receiving crores of rupees from Islamic countries to carry out its training programs in India. IPS Neera Rawat, City Police Commissioner of Kozhikode, had given a statement under Justice Thomas P. Joseph Committee that the police had prepared confidential and authentic reports that ISI and Iran have been funding the Popular Front of India. In March 2006, Muhammad Fahd al-Badr and Muhammad Ali Hussain were arrested carrying assault rifles including AK-47, AK-56 and several IEDs that could lead to a huge political and socio-economic unrest all over the nation. They intended to penetrate a defense exhibition which was to be held in Kochi to take out the maximum possible information. In October 2008, 4 PFI cadres recruited by Lashkar-e-Taiba were killed in Kupwara of Jammu and Kashmir trying to cross LOC. Kunjuman, another PFI leader, was arrested following the confiscation of CDs of terrorists executing videos of al-Qaeda, carrying activities involving decapitation of girls and women and repulsive mutilation of their bodies amidst cheering by terrorists. On July 4, 2010, the act of cutting off the right hand of a college professor T.J. Joseph in Kerala by PFI was possibly due to such Islamist radicalization. In the past few years, many radicalized Muslims from Kerala who were a part of PFI were recruited to extremist Islamist organization ISIS. In some of these cases, the entire families including kids were recruited too. Many organizations fall under the umbrella of PFI. National Women's Front, Social Democratic Party of India, Karnataka Forum for Dignity, MNP, Manitha Nithi Pasarai, Citizens Forum in Goa, Association of Justice in Andhra Pradesh and Campus Front of India. Talking about these subsidiaries of PFI, they too are contributing to its jihadi agenda. According to the media reports of 2004, MNP was involved in converting Dalits to Islam and imparting weapons training to them for jihad. The MNP is also believed to have links to Yasim Malik's Jammu and Kashmir Liberation Front. Karnataka Forum for Dignity, which was an offshoot of SIMI, was merged with PFI in 2006. It was involved in the terror attack to the Indian Institute of Science in Bengaluru in 2005 and the 2009 Mysuru violence. The PFI has been putting out so-called rate cards for women in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, wherein Muslim men are get paid certain amounts to make Hindu women fall in love with them. Basically, Muslim men are paid to carry out love jihad. In several cases, it has been found that PFI was involved in kidnapping several women and converting them to Islam. The conversion factories by PFI in Kerala primarily focus on the conversion of girls via love jihad. Several communities in Kerala have raised serious concern over these issues. And while talking about these numbers, an overwhelming 76% of the new converts are women below 35. That means 3 out of every 4 converts are women and a victim of love jihad. Many such women are further sent as sex slaves to ISIS. Using women as tools and weapons through either sex slavery or usage in terror recruitment is no longer a secret in the post-ISIS era, backed by internal threats like PFI. PFI had been vehemently involved in the anti-CAA Delhi riots of 2020, and it got unwavering support from the Indian National Congress, Aam Aadmi Party, Islamic Youth Federation, CPIM, and Bhim Army. Top leaders like Udit Raj and Kapil Sibal of INC and Sanjay Singh of AAP were directly linked to PFI during the riots. Asif Iqbal, who orchestrated violence in Jamia, revealed that the infamous Jamia Coordination Committee was constituted after the violence that ensued between the so-called protesters and the police under the pretext of Gandhi Peace March. He informed that JCC had students from organizations such as PFI Student Wing Campus Front of India, Communist-backed All India Students Association, Aam Aadmi Party Student Wing Chhatra Yuva Sangharsh Samiti, Congress Student Wing National Students Union of India, Jamia Students Forum, Student Islamist Organization, and Muslim Student Federation. He further stated that JCC received funding from radical Islamist organizations such as Popular Front of India and Alumni Association of Jamia Millia Islamia. But this was just the tip of the iceberg. PFI has been involved in several riots and terror activities across the country. The Marad massacre of 2003, terror attack at IISc Bangalore in 2005, Mysuru violence of 2009, Mumbai bombings of 2011, Pune blasts of 2012, Assam violence of 2012, Hyderabad blast of 2013, Mangalore riots of 2015, anti-CAA Delhi riots of 2020, and Bangalore violence of 2020. The roots of radical Islam have sunk deep into Kerala. The sheer number of radicalization, conversion, and recruitment centers running is still far from making national headlines or turning the attention of mainstream media. But there is no doubt that it is a ticking time bomb. We should start discussing about this, at least in our circles. Make people aware of this unseen threat that might any day erupt as a horrific volcano, and believe me, it could severely harm our nation. Please share this video so that the people are aware of this issue. That's it for this video. Jai Hind, Vande Matram.